Hello YouTube, Mackie Williams here. Looks like I've been punched in the face. I haven't. It's my tear duct. It's stuck up because I've got hay fever. So looking a little bit sore. And anyway, the reason I'm doing this video is to say to you, there's a lot of negativity right now on Facebook. I mean, it seems to me like everybody and their brother, people who are not even locals, are having a dig. I'm really surprised that some of the locals are coming out with some really nasty comments. I'm just mirroring it. They don't like it when they have it back to them. But I mean, what am I saying? What am I actually saying? I'm saying that the pub, as it stands right now, is looking really bare. And that's sad. That's sad. I don't like to see that. I went in there on Saturday night and I had to look around and the walls were completely bare. In the back room where they were having the music, the walls are all completely bare. They got lights pointing down where there should be pictures, and there's nothing. And I don't know why the current owners have done that, but don't they realise that you have to have something on the walls? You have to have something, otherwise it's a bare shell. It's a bit embarrassing. I mean, like on an opening night to see something that's that empty. And I mean, a lot of the furniture's gone and stuff as well. But anyway, I'm not going to dwell on that. Hopefully, at some point in the future, they're going to decide to put some things in there, like some seats and tables and, start to fill it back up again. Because at the end of the day, it's a place that sells food and beer, and it's got a campsite. And I know we keep going on about this campsite thing, right? I mean, that's 50% of their business, that campsite, during the summer. Yeah. Now, I know that there's this talk they want to keep their horses in the field. I don't think that is going to happen. And personally, I think a lot of people are going to try and stop that from happening. Because it's just not right. The place is called the Barge Inn. Okay, so what is an inn, right? An inn is like a hotel. It's a place you stay. Accommodation, yeah? The Barge Inn, right? It's not called the Barge Pub, yeah? It's called the Barge Inn. So, like, we've got one down the road from me. It's called the Green Dragon Hotel, yeah? Wonder what they do. They've got hotel rooms. So the barge is meant to have accommodation. Yeah, that's in its name. And if you go and look on the internet, as I'm about to now, right, I'm just going to show you, right, let's bring up Google. So let's bring up Google. Right, now this is just from blank, okay? So with a blank thing, you just type in B-A-R. See, it remembers, it knows I've typed in Barge Inn Crop Circle Room. Look, it knows it straight away. But if you type in Barge Inn, Honey Street. Look, see, the moment I start to type Honey Street, it says the Barge Inn Honey Street. What's the first thing that comes up? Campsite. The Barge Inn Honey Street. So it's auto-completing. That's auto-completing what it thinks I'm going to type. Yeah? The Barge Inn Honey Street campsite. So let's click on it. The Barge Inn Honey Street campsite. Yeah. And have a look, right, on the right-hand side, look at the Google reviews. It's got 3.7 out of 5. That's a high score. That's like 4 out of 5 is a fucking high score, right? And it's got 55 Google reviews, okay? And it says that it is a bar with a French wine list and an English menu, right? So it's an English menu. That's what Google knows this place to be. It's an English pub. Okay, so, and it says an annual pilgrimage for crop circle fans. That's Google. That's free advertising. That's free advertising. Okay, let's have a look at the Barge Inn Honey Street. If we click on it, look, 30,000 results. 30,000 results on Google. That's free advertising. My friend who works in the web design industry, he told me, right, that to get 30,000 hits for your business on Google, real, not fake, real hits with websites and stories and reviews, and to get 30,000, that's £1 million worth of free advertising right there on Google, right? 30,000. So people, you know, people are talking about this place all over the internet. And what are they saying? They're saying camping, crop circles, pub, food. But what's the main things they say? Camping, crop circles, pub, food, right? That's what people are talking about, right? So what is that? Camping and crop circles, camping and crop circles is 50% of your business. Camping and crop circles. If you take that 50% away and throw it in the bin, you have taken away and thrown away 50% of your business. The people who stay on the campsite come in the pub. The people who stay in the campsite buy food and buy beer. It's a no-brainer. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to work this out. The proof is there. Google. I can't make it up. I can't manipulate Google, right? That's real. Yeah? That is real. That is advertising that cannot be bought. There's TV programs, radio shows.
Mystery world, but actually, you know, maybe these people know what they're talking about. You know, someone needs to try and explain it. What are you meant to do? Just ignore it? Have nothing to do with it? You know, like most people do on this earth, very small percentage who really take these things seriously. I mean, the same here. I was the same. I'd open a newspaper, I'd have a look at a crop circle and go, oh, it looks a bit mad. Turn the page, have a look at a pair of tits.
I've heard there's a pub round here where some of the geezers who say they make the circles hang out. Because I'm so convinced that aliens have had their little green hands in all of this, I'm going to get in there and have a little natter.
Crop circles in England, decades of designs. Is it some kind of mockery or some kind of sign?
Matthew?
Hello, Danny.
Hello, sunshine. How you doing?
Not too bad.
It's a strong shirt you got on there, first of all.
Strong shirt for
Lovely.
a strong day.
Now, look, I've just experienced my first crop circle. Went up the hill, walked in it, a bit of a moment for me. Didn't know how I felt about it before. Now, I've been spending time with people that believe, obviously, it's that mob.
Yeah.
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 And I was very impressed by how intricate they were and their designs are very clever. You're going to tell me otherwise, aren't you? I mean, what do you believe? What do you believe these crop circles are about?
Generally, yeah, I think you could say people are really doing this.
So you're saying that every crop circle that's ever been made is by humans?
Well, there's a couple that appear every year and we don't know who makes them, you know, but they are in the minor numbers and they're usually the simpler designs. Everything that's done by people is complicated geometry.
How many people would it take then to do, you know, 400 feet, say? I mean, what are you looking at?
Well, 400 foot, you need about 3 people and maybe 5 hours at night. If it was complicated, you add more people.
How many people?
Well, about three people. You could do a 400.
3 people?
Yeah. But you'd be working hard.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't think so. I've just been to the one, I can't remember what it's called, the one that's 1,500 foot. Oh, no, you shattered me fucking myth here, look.
Laid out in the wheat fields, under open skies. It doesn't take me too much to begin to wonder why. Are we living here all alone or are we...
See, I didn't expect that. I thought I was going to go in there all guns blazing and go and listen, there's aliens. You know, the fuck you think you are. You know, there's aliens out there that it's impossible for men to do that, but actually talking to them, it's easy to get sucked in on it. I don't want to just think it's some geezer, you know, with his arse hanging out, running around, putting bits of wood on the floor. Of course you want to look, you want the fantasy, but it's just confused me even more, really. I don't want to write it off.
Well, there's a couple that appear every year and we don't know who makes them.
See these nodes? There's some mechanism which seems to be heating up the wheat.
You know, because I do want to believe there's shit going on up there and You know, we're on the verge of something massive, but at the same time, you know, let's not underestimate human beings.
Books, magazine articles that have all been written about the barge. There's even music tracks. Van Morrison, you know, he's got a song about Honey Street. You know, it's like Honey Street. Where do you think he stayed? I've met so many famous people in that pub. You know, Tony Robinson, Danny Dyer, you know, there's going back Goldie Hawn, Reg Presley, lead singer of the Trogs. I was in a campsite about 4 o'clock in the morning. Roger Daltrey comes over and sits down. Roger Daltrey of The Who. You know, that deaf, dumb and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. Roger Daltrey comes over to the campsite at 4 a.m, yeah, and sits down next to us. He's got a motorhome parked secretly at the end. None of us knew he was there, right? And what he wanted to come and mingle, and a lot of people didn't realise who it was until the morning, so we'd all had a nice chat, and it was just all very normal, and people were treating him like he was just one of the crowd, yeah. And like some people nearly had kittens when I told them who it was. Roger Daltrey. You know, it's like there's something that people say about the barge. There's a little story that people say about the barge, right? Now, I don't know whether many of you have heard this, but I will tell you how it's been told to me, and it's absolutely true, right? Because the crop circles have made this pub so famous, right? All these stars and all these famous people, as well as the public, all these people come to the barge. You don't have to pay them to come, they come themselves, right? So the saying, there's an old saying about the barge, and it goes like this: you don't have to go and visit the world, because if you come to the barge, the world visits you. Right? Think about it. I've just sat there, sitting back, having a pint at the barge, right, and chatting, and it's like, look at what famous person just came past. Look who that is. Look, that's a bloke off a telly. Look, that's a movie star. Look, that's an actor. That's a musician. Yeah. And they're all like, hello, and they really love it because it's the Barge Inn. They've heard about this place. It's like a mythical place. Yeah? And you can't buy advertising like that. Yeah? You cannot buy advertising like that. And I just hope that the owners realise that, you know, don't throw that away. You know, they've taken the crop circle pictures out of the back room, yeah, and now it's bare walls. And that's disturbing. That is disturbing, seeing bare walls. You have to build that back up. You have to, because that is your business. That is your business. Don't deny it. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Embrace it, because that is your business. That is what you have bought. That is what you've paid money for. That's what you now own, yeah? And you can decide to throw all that in the bin if you want. You can throw all your money away. You can throw all that business away. You can throw all that interest away. But all you're going to get continually, if you do that, if you throw it away, all you're going to get is people going, knock, knock, knock. Can I camp? No, sorry. We don't do camping. And they'd be like, oh, and they'll walk away, right? Knock, knock, knock. Is this the crop circle pub? Well, we're not really crop circles anymore. We just do food. You know, we're not interested in the crop circles. Oh, yeah. Or you can do what they've done for the last 20 years, and you can go ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Yes, come in. We are the crop circle pub. We are the crop circle pub. You like crop circles? Come and see our crop circle room. Look at all the pictures of the crop circles. Isn't it wonderful? Look at the ceiling. Yeah? And people are like, oh my God, this is really, I'm here. I've arrived. This is the place. This is the place. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And I'm camping here. And I get to come and go in from the pub, and there's music on a Saturday night. Yeah? That's where your money is. That's where your money is. Yeah? You can sell Italian food if you want to. You can, you can change the menu, you can do lots and lots of little things. But people come there because of the crop circles. Don't be silly and don't throw that part of your business away, because it's 50% of your business during the summer. Okay? In the winter, you will find the place is empty. So you have to make all the money during the summer. And this is a well-known fact. You must make as much money as you possibly can in the summer, because it will be very quiet in the winter. And you have to live off the fat you've accumulated, the money. You have to live off that in the winter. Yeah, but you can do it with a campsite. You can do that. And the locals are all used to it. The locals are quite used to the campsite, and they're quite used to the traffic and the busyness of the place, yeah? But if you notice, right, I came there on Saturday night, and there were people in and around, but it was only about a third as full as it would have been. A third to a half as full, yeah? It would have had twice as many people buying twice as much beer if you had the campsite open. I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee you'd have had twice as many people, twice as much business. You might have had to have had more people working behind the bar because they're pulling more beers, right? You haven't seen that place busy yet. You have not seen that place busy. And if you don't open the campsite, you never will. Yeah? You need to start thinking about, I'm not trying to, you got to make the decision for yourself, right? We'll all try and help you understand, but you've got to realise, yeah, that place is normally rammed during the summer. If you want to keep your horses on the campsite, fine. During the winter. Because it would be crazy to do it in the summer. If you want to keep your horses on the campsite in the winter, great. Yeah? You might have one or two vehicles parked out there, that maybe want to stay. No big deal. Your horses can probably go around them. Yeah? Not a big deal. Yeah? You'll work something like that out. Yeah? But seriously, in the summer, find a field nearby. Find a field. Pay somebody the money to put your horse in the field, and it will be a minute's walk away from the pub where you are now. It could be just across from the pub, yeah? But the money you'll make, right, will more than make up for the fact that you're paying a couple of quid to keep your horse in the field next door, yeah? Seriously, yeah? You will make more money than it costs to keep your horse over there. And in the winter time, have your horse right outside the window. You can have your horse in the field. No, why not? Why not? When it's really cold, you probably want to keep an eye on your horse. Have it in there during the winter. But in the summer, just doesn't make good business sense. So anyway, I hope this has helped you kind of think a little bit. And I mean, we're all trying to keep you and that pub alive, because we love it. The public loves it, yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about keeping that pub going, all right? You can make some money, yeah, and why not? But I don't want to see the pub close because you've decided to cut your nose off, to spite your face, and got rid of that campsite. That just doesn't make any sense. And just go and look on YouTube of all the parties and videos. Just type it in, Barge Inn campsite, and have a look on YouTube. Huge parties, thousands of people in some cases, yeah, thousands of people, yeah. Go and have a look. It's no joke. That campsite makes you money, yeah. You're in a very, very lucky position to be able to do that, because a lot of pubs can't survive right now. A lot of pubs are closing down because they haven't got the business. And you've got all that free advertising, and you've got people lining up to want to get on the campsite, yeah, when it's open. But if you start sending out the vibes that it's all over, it's all closed, if you start sending out those vibes, those Google reviews are going to start getting lower and worse, and people are going to say, oh, it used to be a good place to go, now they've stopped doing the campsite, there's no point going there anymore. Right? You don't want that to start permeating out there, because this place has a good reputation. So just think about that. Use the good reputation the pub already has and build upon it. Don't rip the guts out of it. Yeah. So thanks very much, and I hope it helps you think.